Hey, what's up, fam? Today, Demeo released their second campaign pack called Realm of the Rat King. In this video, we are going to give our review of this pack as well as cover the overall updates of Demeo so far. If you want to see our original release review, you can click the card linked above. Let's get started.
The Realm of the Rat King sends you to the town of Sunderhaven in the province of Helmar. The townsfolk whisper that they have noticed the rats being steered by something unseen. Undergrounders have seen a giant rat dubbed the Rat King, and he is believed to reside in the sewers. The elven spirits have urged you to take on this perilous quest, as more spirits must be freed if you are to ever defeat the darkness.
This new campaign is free for all adventurers and includes 3 new cards and 2 new monsters, as well as a fantastic new sewer environment. The first card, the Torch, is super useful. As of this update, they significantly reduced your character's line of sight by making the majority of the dungeon blackout dark. Without any height benefit, you are only able to see 3 squares ahead of you in any direction. So the Torch card is exceedingly useful since it increases your entire party's field of view for 9 turns. However, we do feel that the Torch should be made portable versus just stationary. This second card is Antitoxin. For 9 turns, this allows you to ignore all poison damage, regardless of poison spreading on floors or enemies using poisonous attacks. This is a very useful card for the Guardian, since this class typically fights in the front lines. The last card is Web Bomb. This card, once used, is a ranged AoE web, very similar to the Giant Spider's ability. It makes all players and AI unable to move very far while affected with the Tangled status for 1 turn. It's a very useful card if combined with Ice, Fire, or Poison lamps to slow down clusters of enemies before inflicting damage on all of them at once.
The new monsters added are the Spore Fungus and the Gorgon. The Spore Fungus is a non-movable enemy that, once inflicted with 1 damage, explodes and causes poison in a small area around it. It will affect any target within its radius, and it does act like a poisonous gas that expands over time before disappearing. The Gorgon moves around and attacks. It has 4 attack and 4 movement, immunities to stun and freeze, and has the ability to petrify or give a poisonous bite. It was a very good ability choice, but we never tested out what Petrify does when afflicted with it. It also has 17 health and 5 armor. Overall, this was a very fun pack, but we really wish they added more new enemies and cards to it. We didn't get a chance to fight the Rat King because, well, getting there is difficult, even with all 4 characters. The Realm of the Rat King campaign has 3 floors, and even though the difficulty was set much higher, it still felt a bit short. Next, we'll discuss the changes made since the original release, which have greatly affected the gameplay and difficulty. The game has changed a little bit since its release and feels like it has increased in difficulty. This is mostly because of the cheesy tactics players were using in the beginning, which have been taken away now. For example, the assassin could originally use infinite sneak and never once be detected by enemies. The coin flip also no longer works on bosses, which was a very welcomed nerf in our opinion. With the increase in darkness on the map, you are left feeling more vulnerable to attacks. We hope the devs make a change to this so that enemies suffer the same visibility issues, so players are not rained on with death from afar. So if we can't see them, they can't see us. We played through the newest campaign with 2 players. We had quite a rough time with the current scaling of difficulty. Depending on which 2 classes you choose, this could end up being very hard to nearly impossible to play through. The big issue is that even with 4 players, there's just not enough AoE damage to destroy the fast spawning mobs in Realm of the Rat King. We haven't made it to the 3rd floor yet. Even playing single player with 4 characters, we were unable to defeat the final floor.
We were happy to see the single player updates. You can now play with all 4 characters solo, as well as use and purchase cards for all of them. This allows for the ultimate control of your team. However, the issue that we had with this was that on the 3rd floor, rats, spiders, and slime spawned too often to clear them all. At one point on the 3rd floor, we placed a torch and could see over half of the map, and 80% of that was filled with monsters. We hope in the future that the developers include caps on the monster spawns. Scale it based on how many players are in the game, and at the very least consider reducing the HP of the more commonly spawned monsters. Overall, this game is still an awesome experience and well worth playing if you have not tried it yet. We would highly recommend playing with 4 players to ensure the best chance of beating all 3 floors. We would like to see it be slightly less difficult for 2 players in the future so that average players have the best chance at beating the campaign. We do understand that there is a lot of RNG based on the simple fact that every floor is different and every card drawn is random, which will play into your chances at beating the campaigns. These updates were created in response to some players being able to run through campaigns with 1 character in less than 30 minutes. Hopefully, they continue balancing gameplay while adding more campaigns in the future. Also, keep in mind that gameplay may have updated since the release of this updated review. We really appreciate you watching this video. Consider dropping a like or letting us know in the comments how you feel about the changes so far or what you would like to see added in the future. If you want more content like this delivered directly to you, consider subscribing and hitting the notifications bell. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we will see you in the next game.